All right, let's dive in. Today, we are going to explore an idea that totally flips the traditional image of leadership on its head. I want you to forget that picture of the lone genius at the top of a pyramid, because we're talking about a model where leadership is really a team sport.
And we're starting with this quote because it just reframes everything, doesn't it? It tells us that real leadership isn't about command, it's about connection. It's not a position you hold, but a dynamic, a relationship you build with other people.
And this visual just brings that core shift to life. I mean, look, on one side, you have the old model, right? One person out front pointing the way, and everyone else just follows. But on the other side, you see the leader among the team, not above them. Their job isn't to have all the answers, but to create the space for the team's best ideas to come forward. So, what does this new model actually look like day to day? What happens when an entire team starts to lead together?
Well, the key thing is that leadership stops being a solo performance and becomes a collective act. It's not about one person calling all the shots. It's about every single person bringing their unique skills, their unique perspective to the table to make a shared vision a reality. It really is collaboration in motion.
And this is such a huge transformation of the leader's role. Instead of being a commander who just barks orders, the leader becomes a facilitator, someone who creates an environment where the team can basically lead itself. Because let's be honest, without the team, a vision is just imagination.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually build it? Let's get practical and move to the how with a framework called the 5 pillars.
These 5 pillars, these are the actual building blocks. They're what you use to create a culture where every single person feels empowered to step up and lead.
All right, first up is a massive, massive mindset shift. This one is all about moving from supervision to inspiration. It means you have to trust your team to innovate and to deliver instead of trying to control every single little detail. Now, what's so interesting here is how this completely redefines authority. See, giving your team autonomy, that isn't a loss of authority. The source material actually argues it's the highest expression of it. It's the ability to inspire people to act without having to force them to obey. The second pillar builds directly on that foundation of trust, and it creates a space where the real magic of innovation can happen. This pillar acknowledges that if you want real evolution, you have to allow for experimentation. What we often call mistakes, they're not failures. They're actually essential little threads of wisdom that get woven into the final success story. Okay, Pillar 3 takes all that creative freedom and gives it focus, and it totally redefines the entire point of team meetings. So think of this less like a casual brainstorm and more like an orchestra tuning its instruments. It's the proactive, cooperative alignment of the team's collective brainpower before problems even show up. It's how you create that incredible sense of flow and momentum. Next up, we have to tackle a word that, let's face it, often causes a lot of anxiety in the workplace: accountability. And this distinction is absolutely critical. Checking up on someone, that feels like surveillance. It creates anxiety. But checking in, that's about alignment and mutual trust. It completely transforms accountability from something that feels like micromanagement into a feeling of shared ownership over the final outcome. And the final pillar, well, it flips a very common and often very frustrating corporate script right on its head. This pillar reminds us that processes should serve people, not the other way around. I mean, we've all been trapped in systems that just stifle creativity, right? But when people are empowered to lead the systems, to use their judgment, that's when real innovation can thrive. So think about it. You've got empowerment, freedom to fail, calibration, shared ownership, and human-led systems. These 5 pillars are incredibly powerful, but they all rest on a single, non-negotiable human foundation, and without it, the whole thing just collapses. So let's talk about that foundation. Let's talk about the emotional architecture that has to be in place to hold this entire incredible structure together. This is it: psychological safety. And this is not some soft, nice-to-have luxury. It is the absolute bedrock of innovation. It's that feeling that allows curiosity and bravery to just flow through a team, letting people contribute from a place of courage instead of just compliance. And humility is the key that unlocks this safety. A leader who isn't threatened by not knowing everything, who trusts the process. They create a space where the team's shared genius can actually emerge. They guide the discovery instead of just dictating some static, unchanging plan.
So, when you put all of this together, the pillars, the safety, the humility, the ultimate takeaway is this really profound shift in what we're actually aiming for at work.
And this is the ultimate question that collaborative leadership asks you to think about. Are you just managing tasks or are you cultivating purpose? It's a fundamental shift from me to we, from just performance to a collective evolution. It's about creating meaning together,